guys, good evening. Good evening from India and from Coimbatore, Tamil Nadu, where I'm settled in. So, thank you so much and welcome to our Ask Me Anything episode 4. So, today I'm going to talk about when is the right time to prepare for study abroad. Now, this is a very kind of a question. Very often, students ask me, ma'am, when is the right time to apply? I'm in my first year of UG, so I have 4 years to wait till I just, graduate, and then maybe, I can apply when I'm in final year. Or there are students who are as early as in 10th or 12th, they say, ma'am, we are so busy with our 10th board exam and 12th board exam. Then when do we have time to apply? So can we apply after finishing our board exam? There are PG students who say like, well, I'm going to take 2 years and then I'll think about it. I'm interested and then I'll start looking for universities and college department and the faculties, and then I would, be ready for application. Now we have a lot of conditions, right? We always kind of say that yes, we have problem now because right now we are either writing board exam or we are preparing for college exam or university exam, or we are too early in our studies. We have 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or even 1 year time. So we can't just wait. We can wait because the time is still there. So so we have two situations. One is time is not there at all, and another situation is time is still there. So let's talk about both the situations separately. Say you are writing your 10th board exam or 12th board exam. So you are completely when we all know when we write board exams, right? We have so many things to do, and that's the primary kind of qualification for us, and we can't let it go. We have to really give importance to how we are studying, what we are studying, how much time we are giving, and we want to get the best grade. So we have to just completely focus on it. So yes, when you are in the nick of time, that's not the right time for you to start preparing for study abroad. Why? Because you can't do too many multitasking thing equally well. I mean, there maybe you can do it, but not most of the people can't do it. Even I can't do. Multitasking with equally proficient level, it's difficult. We can do one at a time. So we do have this concept of multitasking. Yes, we can just do this, do that. But yes, it is possible when you have time is there for you. But it's not possible when you are at the nick of time, when you have this time is a kind of constraint for you, and then you are trying to do too many things. You would not be able to do justice to any of them. So I would say to the 10th and 12th graders, focus on your board exam now. So let your study abroad stay for a halt. Focus on your board exam, because your board exam and the grades are the most important. And believe me, we say that we don't just look around for our 10th and 12th exam, and yes we do. When we just look into the courses that we go, when we are just going into UG, 12th exam matters the most. We also look into 10th exam. Okay. Now I'll have another episode on just why we have to have the good grades throughout. That I'll be just talking about in another AMA, not today. So that's why I would rather say that you kind of give importance to your board exam. Do your best to get the best grades, because grades are in no way it's like nothing can complement grades. Grades are the sole criteria of your earning a scholarship potential. Okay, so there is nothing we can compare. We do also say that grade doesn't matter. Your holistic kind of performance matters. Yes, those are all there. but grade matters first, and then your holistic performances. Trust me, because I have experience into it. So whatever is told in paper and or whatever is informed in the website, it's not always true. So we have to read between the lines, because we are talking about a level where competition is huge, where many people are coming, many students are coming. So therefore we can't afford to just compromise our grades and doing our things. Okay, so that's why I would say focus on your 10th or 12th grade exam. That's very important, and do your best. Now then, after 10th or 12th, you have a period, a kind of a chilling out period, where you just travel around, you just binge watch TV, or you just do something, just do hobbies. That is the time you also take out for your planning study abroad. That is the time. That's the best time when you can just do it, because you are in a pause. You also have a more of a very good reflection on what kind of subjects that you would like to do, how you want to study, what you want to do. So that is the best time. So that scenario which I talked about is where time is a constraint for you, especially when you are in high school, 10th and 12th grade, and you are just preparing for your board exam. That's the time you have to let it go and just do your board exam well, concentrate, and try to get the best grades. And then during the 3 months vacation time, what you do is you try to do well, or try to prepare for your study abroad. Okay, so you can do the planning at that period of time. Now there is the other scenario which I was talking about. If you're not a high schooler, you just got into your first year of UG or first year of PG, and you want to do your, if you are an UG student, you want to do your PG, or if you are a PG student, you want to do your PhD. So when you are in UG, you have 3 to 4 years time. When you are in PG, you have 1 to 2 years time. Mostly in India, it's 2 years time. So you would say, well, I have a lot of time. I can take it easy. I don't have to just think about now. Let me go to the final year, and that's when you are going to I'm going to think about studying abroad or not. Well, that doesn't happen. Why it doesn't happen? Because the application process itself takes to 12 to 18 months. Believe me, application process alone. So you have to start kind of, just planning it out, building your profile, preparing for your test, standardized tests. All these things matters, and that cannot be kind of, organized within the final year of your UG or PG, when you are just also preparing for your university exam and trying to do all at a time. It's difficult again. Okay, so what you should be doing if you are a UG student, at least I would say the first year, try to understand what the subjects are. Try to find your niche interest in one of the subject. You have perhaps enrolled yourself in a department of mathematics, or any just physical sciences or social sciences department, and you may be having some idea about the subject, or the subject may be totally new for you. So I would say that this 1 year of time, you can take it to understand the subject and try to identify where do I really what really resonate with me, or what part of the subject that really interests me, where I'm interested in. So take almost a year time to understand the subject. If you have no understanding of the subject, you have never studied that subject in your 10th or 12th, then I would say take 1 year. If you already have studied in your 10th and 12th, so you have fair idea about what the subject is. You have a greater understanding about what are the different specializations that you can do. So what you can do is more getting into deep, or trying to understand which specialization you are really interested in. So it's going to be easier for you. Once you get it done, then you have to start thinking that which course should I take in for my PG, or which college should I go? And that's when you start preparing for your study abroad. Okay, so this is it as I said to you, if you just want to wait till 3rd year or 4th year, your final year, it's impossible. So start doing from your first year itself for a UG student. For a PG student, things are a little easier because we generally do PG after doing our UG. So it's not absolutely a different field of interest that you are going to do, right? Because 10th, 12th, we may study very differently and different subjects, and then UG, we may take up a very different subject. So we have a kind of, gap that whether the subject is really, I'm just, kind of suited to it or I'm not. So we have a lot of those confusions. But when you are PG, you almost know what is your career choice going to be, because you have already targeted yourself. You have just moved into that path. Now, sometimes we also want to explore new things. If this is your new choice, you want to make a new choice, then what I was talking about the UG student, that, stop and try to understand what these different subjects are and where do you really fit in, what are your interests, then you have to start from the first year of PG. And that should be as sooner. You don't have a year long to just, find out your career niche or your interesting, course that you are interested in. You have a very short time because you just only have 2 years. So you have to start doing other things. So you start having your areas of interest that you are interested in for your career. It can be your professional career or it can be your research career, whatever you are interested in. Trying to dive deep in, and then just to find out where you can really excel. What are the things that you can really, do well than the others. So please try to compare what are your competitive advantage. Now, comparison is not all bad. Like nowadays we say don't compare, just compare it for yourself. But this is, understand, when we are study abroad, this is one of the criteria is always use comparison. When there are 10 seats and there are pools of 10,000 students, we have to compare to find out who is the best for the 10 seats, right? Especially in US colleges and all, the pool of candidates are almost 10,000 for about 100 seats in UG, and PG there are 10 to 20 seats. So, that's in PhD there are just, 2 or 3 seats. So, it's just very, very competitive. So try to just find out by comparing, try to find out where do you stand in that competition, whether you are going to bring or you are contributing, something unique in it. So you have to find that out. So once you do that, then start planning for the college. The college, the course, the country, and the preparation for your standardized test all have to be done. So this is again for when you are starting for a PhD, this 2 years, it's too short a time, but also I would say it's easier because if you already studied, because UG you have studied on that particular subject and you have just, gone into deeper for PG, so you don't have to work really hard on that subject. So you have a lot of time to engage yourself for, preparing for your study abroad. But if you are in UG, yes, the subject is new, the entire application process you knew, but again in UG you will be having 3 to 4 years time. So I would say for undergraduate and postgraduate students, start as early as possible. But if you are a high schooler, you have kind of missed the bus of planning early. Generally students start planning from 8th grade, just like how IIT, JEE, NEET and all started planning, because it actually helps when you plan earlier. It really helps because things are easier, more organized, and you do not have to really kind of get overwhelmed, or you do not have to just too pressure of cognitive overloading is not there. So you take it slow and it's better. So that's why all this competitive exam preparation starts early, as young as 8th. Okay, so then if you suppose you have not done that, so write your 10th exam or write your 12th exam. Just then when you have the short period of vacation where you don't have anything in mind, your mind is like a clear slate, you have no other preoccupations, so that is the time. Give a very important thing, start planning and start doing. So then yes, you may not be able to, when that is the time when you are in 12th grade, if you have planned earlier, then obviously you would not be able to apply for the next academic session. So you have to let go 1 year, but that's okay, because the 1 year that you are just going to pull in with more kind of, more kind of research, more kind of your preparation, it will obviously, stand out. So don't worry too much about losing a year. Yes, losing a year is important. We should try to not lose a year. But in case it happen, then let it happen. You don't have to worry too much that you are losing and therefore you are lost in the entire race. Don't think like that. Take that as your advantage. Now you have got 1 extra year to just kind of do a lot of planning more maturely and more effectively. So that is your plus point. So do not too much think or get occupied with something that you could not do it. Rather than energize or channelize your interest to something that you could achieve in that 1 year. So once you have that, then your application will be more concrete, more, it's just going to stand out. It's going to, your, admissions officers would like it. So that 1 extra year that you are taking to, or just, to just kind of pausing or pushing your entry in the next year, that will be really useful. Otherwise, what happens? We do something very quickly. Sometimes students come to me, ma'am, I have 3 months time and help me out. I try to understand. I'm not going to write for you, or I'm not going to just, apply for you. So obviously when you come at the nick of time and 3 months and all, it's very difficult. There are actually many agencies who would be saying you can come anytime, even 1 month. Yes, you can go. But since I'm a professor and I'm an educator and I have myself, got scholarships, many scholarship, government and international scholarships, and I have studied abroad as an international student, I know what it takes. I know that it's like something telling that is impossible task. You can't do it. So you need to have 12 to 18 months in hand to prepare yourself to apply for it. Because you have to understand, all the deadlines generally gets over by December, and then it's open till March, and you start getting all your results out, like whether you are accepted or you are rejected, from April, May and all, and you start studying in July, August, right? So this is the academic year. Now there are other academic year like March. You can go in March after the summer. So there are academic year like that. But the thing is like those, not all colleges will be having spring academic year. Summer is mostly all colleges are closed. So not all colleges will be having spring academic year. So you can't take chances. And also you have to understand, like when this fall or the August is not fulfilled, like if they have few seats, only those seats are bargained for the spring, because there may be 2 or 3 seats. They don't want to get it waste, and then they allow students to apply. So the competition is higher in spring than the fall. Fall is where everybody just applies, but the seats are more. But when it springs, very few colleges have reopened their seats which are not filled in. So the though the maybe the students will be lower, but chances of getting is also lower. So we have to understand that. So take as your fall semester as your entry. So therefore you have to plan, if you are going in August 2025, then you have to plan from say August 2024 at the maximum, at the minimum actually, and maximum can go back to 2 or 3 years. So that's how things work. So if you have any question, you can ask me, and that's about today's AMA. So if you have any question, you can just ask me in the chat. I don't see any questions yet. Please feel free to put the questions. All right. Thank you for joining. If you do not have question, thank you for joining. And I'm also just doing a scholarship webinar tomorrow and day after. UG scholarship tomorrow and on Sunday, that is tomorrow Saturday, UG scholarship at 6 to at 6 p.m. and 6 to 7, as well as Sunday I'm going to do on PG scholarship at 6 to 7. So you can join in any of this, whichever is applicable to you. Also, I'm going to have from Monday, there is a summer camp that I'm doing it for 5 days, and that's where I'm going to handhold you for the entire process. So you have understanding of what is that it takes to apply for study abroad, and on that basis you can understand how long actually it takes. Obviously 1 week, just a summer camp of 1 week is just a crash course for you to go through all that is expected from you to apply, but it doesn't mean that you can just complete that process in a week time or even a month time. It takes minimum a year time. So please have that registered. So I'm just going to take you through that, so you understand what is that you're how what is you expect, or how much of time you need, because it depends also person to person, and it also depends what is your goal, whether you are wanting to apply to Ivy League colleges, then obviously the competition is higher, and therefore you have to be more prepared, and therefore more preparation means longer time is required. Or if you're just wanting to just go to, say, safe schools, the schools which have a higher percentage of acceptance, so you depending on your requirement, you can just shorten the time. But minimum 1 year to 18 months is a average time that all students use it when they're applying abroad. So that's all about me. So I can just try again to see if no questions yet. Yes, thank you then. Take care, and every Friday 6 o'clock I come back. This is a time for AMA where you can have, it's kind of a clarity call where you can ask me any question, and the question is not necessarily has to be on what topic that I'm just talking about. It can be anything. If it is a pressing issue for you that you want to just kind of clear it out with me, any question is welcome. No question is unwelcome here. So any question you can ask. It need not be related to what I have talked today. And Saturday, Sunday I generally do webinar, and Wednesday I also do webinar. So all my timings are 6 o'clock, so you don't have to worry about much. The timing remains the same, 6 o'clock. And look at my try to just follow me on Instagram. Everything is there, because that's where I just put on all my schedule. And you can also register through my Instagram highlights. So you can just look into it and see whichever is interesting to you. Please join in. These are all free, so please join in. Yes, summer camp is not free. It is paid, but other than webinars are free. Thank you. Take care, and wish you a good weekend.